to it, I will say, I have before played a little bit of Factorio. But when I say before, I mean like on launch many, many years ago, right? Like right as it was out of early access. And Jay, he was showing me a couple of these things, right? He was showing me that they're like spider robots now. There's there's so much. And I am excited to see what's going on. I've heard there's a rocket launcher in it. And we'll see. Okay. So let's look at the map. Yeah, we have coal and we have stone. Actually, we have everything like fairly tightly knit. Which I call a pretty decent situation to have. Get some wood, just because wood in the beginning is useful. It's what you use to make like power, you see. And I have this thing, a burner drill. Slap one down here. Give it a little bit of coal, and this thing is gonna drill. The goal of this game is definitely automation. You want to just continuously start pumping out as much stuff as you can, right? So in the beginning, well, it's not recommended. It is possible to make a lot of these items without automation, right? Like if I want to make 10 science packs, those, it's what? 20 iron and 10 copper. That's not too bad, right? But when I have to make something down the line, let's say I want to get this, oil. I need 100 green and 100 red. Now, that I could just make, right? But I don't want to do that. It's a stone. Stone's up there. So, that's why you automate. Get a machine to deal with it because you don't want to. And that is what we're going to be doing. Where's a burner drill? We definitely want iron being produced. We want coal being produced. Those are the two big things that we're going to need. So yeah, I'm gonna start us off. Actually, I'm gonna give it all the coal right there. Oh, it's gonna be an interesting time, hopefully. Hopefully. I'm definitely liking like the visual style of this game so far. It's very there's not a lot of striking visual things, right? And the like what you're actually looking at with the map, I think does a very good job at like highlighting what you need to pay attention to, what you wouldn't need to pay attention to, right? Then again, there's like the grass on the ground, and I don't know if that actually does anything. But I'm sure it'll be something in the future. Everything is out of coal. Okay. Let me... I want a lot of coal in you. That thing is going to generate more coal. This and this. These things can just have their own heck of a time. I want some copper smelting. And it looks like in order to get research, we need power. In order to get power, we need a boiler, a steam engine, and an offshore pump. These are our goals. Current moment, at least. So, as everything starts mining, I'm just going to start mining coal. Or not coal, what am I saying? We start mining stone. get a nice backlog so we can start making boilers and furnaces. Just a moment. But we're gonna have to be patient a second for that iron to do its thing. Why did I get full? You're running low. You are running low. You're also running low. Okay, so just a steam engine. That's not too bad. Well, in the meantime, we do want to make an electric mining drill, which means we're probably going to need a bit more copper. And we want a lot, and I mean a lot of power poles. It's going to get power from point A and point B, and we want a lot of power moving very frequently. So, copper, here we come. We're gonna come up here, set that to smelt. Now it's the early game, it's gonna be... well, it's a bit slow. I'll be the first to admit that. But hopefully it picks up mighty quick. Something I don't like. Actually, I do think I like it. The water isn't the closest to, well, everything else. Which means getting coal down here to like power stuff isn't going to be a very simple task. But it's not going to be a terrible task, I don't think. Excuse me. 20 power poles. Is it enough? Okay. It gets to iron. And I think we're going to set stone, and once we get enough iron for a electric drill, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to double our coal output. Do we have enough? No, we don't. We don't have enough. Oh. No power. No problem. I'm not going to put a lot. Come down here, give it some coal, and then hopefully our power problems are remedied for the time being. That's only the time being, though. We want power for the foreseeable future. Looking at the map, I am not seeing another source of coal. There's oil. There's enemy, but those enemies are fairly close. There's more iron. Okay. We don't have a plethora of easily accessible coal. So what we have is what we have. That's what that thing the kids say. Like, school kids. Get what you get, you do not throw the fit. So it looks like a electric mining drill does outproduce the furnace, which I think is a positive thing for us. That means we can get more of these and should be fine. There's more furnaces per, or more drills per furnace. Which I like the prospect of. Now just produce one more for me. Nope, one more. There we are. And I think, honestly, I don't know. It's probably a better idea to do this. Take some of these out. And I'm going to set up some copper automation. And we won't need a lot of copper. But we'll need a little right now. And I want to get us through the right now. Those guys do kind of scare me. Combat. What do we have? So there's our... Ooh, a radar. Yeah, I don't want to use resources on making a radar right now. It's for exploration, right? But we have more pressing matters we need to attend to. Namely, getting our feet off the ground. Okay. And then, where are transport belts? Beautiful. I've goofed ever so slightly. Now let's redo this a little, so that we're not outputting directly where we could be drilling. Yeah. I'm sure there's somebody who's very much experienced looking at me going, what the heck are you doing? And that is a good question. But for now, it's going to work. Oh, I need inserters, which means I need more copper. 5 coal per should be enough to sustain it for at least a little. Not the time of the world, but definitely a little. No. Inserters. These will be our bread and butter. These will get us through thick, through thin, through everything in between. So we gotta make sure they're always in the top of their game. Now, give me more iron so I can make another inserter. Okay, beautiful. This is something I'd like to improve in the future, but for now, that's going to work. I wonder if this can expand. That looks like it's going to be a problem in a shorter time rather than a later time. Those provide a lot. I'm gonna just start getting on top of things. I'd say definitely the first thing we want is automation, right? We want to be able to get these assembling machines so we can assemble things for the future, right? Automation, I think automation 2 isn't too far off. Electronics and automation 2. Yeah. So it should be fine. I also would like to set up a stone repository. Just something to produce stone while I'm not actively there. This might not be the best use of resources, but it's going to be a use of resources. Question is it good, is it bad? Who knows? We'll see, we'll see. Okay, in the meantime, it's the standard stuff. Gather items. You guys have enough to keep going? Yep. I wish there was a sprint feature in this game. But, alas, there is not. At least not to my knowledge. Might have added one. You're not... Power... Oh, so this has more capacity to output power than is being used, I notice. Those will clearly be important in the future. Oh, that takes a lot of resources, the lab. Might as well start on it now. That requires 10 electronic circuits, 10 iron gear wheels. Okay. And then I need 10 of these. So I suppose it's just crafting heaven. Or crafting hell, depending on your breed of religion. I'm gonna clear out some trees in the meantime. Don't want it completely covered. And yeah, 3 furnaces is not enough for this operation. That's why we want to expand. Okay, I'm gonna put this down. Start research. And I'll let my boy Science Gothic... Okay. This might be the how. This might be research how. Well. Hopefully we're not doing terribly. Just gotta keep going. Keep the science flowing, so to speak. That goes mighty quick. Oh, these guys are running out of fuel? Okay. How close are you guys? Yep, they were running out of fuel. Which means fuel is something that should be added. Okay. Make like a smelter right here. No. It's too close to that cliff, I think. So, right here, maybe? I'll remove these guys. Leave them be. And this is where that stone that was being made earlier. Always gotta love that stone. I'm feeling a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This makes sense to me. I cannot tell you why, but this makes sense to me. Okay. Pair these off. And charge. Oh, that's perfect. If I add coal on this lane, then this shouldn't be a terrible situation to be in, I should say. Okay. So we've got the basics of the basics of power production. Not power. Iron production. And that is some iron production. Automation. Beautiful. What? Military. Submachine shotgun. I like that. Turrets I also like. A lot of things here I like. I don't know what to research. Okay, those seem useful. So I've been told this game is going to take a lot of hardcore thinking. You know, the thinking you see on those thinking-only websites, you know? That's the game, right? We go into this. Where's furnace, right? So this has a crafting speed of 1. I'm not entirely sure what that entails. I imagine that means it takes 1 3.2 second unit to make 1 iron plate, right? Per furnace. Now we're having a little bit more than 1 3.2 second unit. Oh, I need some copper. Okay. Anywho. we're crafting it at a slightly larger abundance. Therefore, we need the belts, which transport 15 items a second, right? Times 3.2. I imagine that means 7.5 items per side per second. Okay, coal is going to be important. I'm just gonna slap some coal on this belt. Make it known to the world that this is the coal belt. Anyway, because of that, we want to go through the calculation, right? Do the math to find out how many belts do we need to supply both sides of this, and what items do we need to supply both sides of that. Oh. So in the meantime, I'm going to slap that in, slap that. Beautiful. So our next goal... Oh, that's... Wait, how much? That takes 20. Okay. Needs slightly more. Logistics. That's fine, though. It's fine. Oh. This is the beginning. I don't have any copper. Oh, that's why I don't have any copper. This is the beginning of science automation. Now, if we can start the research, and it should happen automatically. What are these new tips? I don't care, I'll figure out when I get there. Now, the chief issue with coal being so far from the water is that we're gonna have a time getting our miners down to the power generation. Which is why I want splitters. As you see, I think a splitter should be the solution to that issue. Or not a solution, but it's going to make it less complex. We can have one belt for coal, split into power, and one for general, how you say? Oh, iron. Iron, copper, smelting. That's the word I'm looking for, smelting. It's like we're not producing enough electric mining. Why did I... Okay. I'll make 2 of those. Then I'll spend the rest on belts. Do you think belts are going to be the issue? Oh, okay. Interesting. Unexpected, but... Oh. Another unexpected. Okay. But yeah, it's looking like the bottleneck is the iron miners. I'm gonna make another wood chest, and I'm gonna make a... I'm gonna have the iron for it. Make an inserter. So we have a little bit of a buffer before the next time that happens. That goes quick. That's scary. Well, let's click this. How's our production is making things slightly slower. That is fine. Now, in an ideal world, that wouldn't happen. This is not a perfect world. If this was a perfect world, men like me would not exist. I'm just gonna combine these two. Get all the iron that I could want. I probably do want to make another steam engine. After making that steam engine, belts all the way. Just gonna take this down. There's probably a more efficient way to do this, I'll be honest. But line directly down is the simplest way in my head. Just to get coal from all the way up there to where we need it, down at the boiler. And it proves too expensive. Okay. Well, that's fine. We can just get more iron. Now, where's the iron up here? There's always more iron. Yeah, that should be fine. I realize the issue of this. This is gonna be a while, crafting. How are you doing? You're coming along. I'll fix this later. This is definitely gonna need to be filled with coal. To the brim. Question is, where do we want our power to start? Actually, there's no harm in running it like this. Now, just drop the holes on the belt. And now we have a backlog. Is it a good backlog? By no means. But backlog it is nonetheless. How long are you taking? Why are you taking so long? I'm gonna set this thing to craft gears. Because it seems like I'm always in need of more gears. You know what? I'm so confident in that, I'm putting all that iron just to make gears. Okay. Splitter. This is what I wanted. I'm vaguely aware. But I'm almost certain this at least will create enough of a backup. Oh. I don't think those are issues. But yeah, I'm fairly certain this will create enough of a backup that this will be satiated for, well, a long time in the future. Actually, how I'm thinking is probably a better way to do it. This will use up more power. I'm aware of this. But, benefit is, all this coal is going to have a buffer. So when we're actually running out of coal, when we need the coal, the power is going to stay on for just a little bit longer. And I can foresee the issue of our drills aren't able to get enough power to get to the drills to get the power, so on and so forth. Only 58? Oh, it's 2 gears per... Okay, I gotcha. Well, that's... Actually, yeah, that should be helpful. Because gears are useful in almost everything.